just don't be a D-bag. You know, like.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the SaveState, a channel about all the things you love in nerd culture. My name is Landon Barton. I've got Garrick Enright and Seth Duncan here, and we've been doing a series of how to get your friends into different areas of nerd culture over the past. And so today I want to ask you guys, how would you get people who aren't really into board games, tabletop games, get them into it, get them excited about it?
Super glue.
Okay.
Duct tape.
That's one way.
You just glue a Monopoly board to their face.
I was thinking just strap them down and make them play.
Yeah. That works too.
Okay, so maybe a non-violent way of getting people into it?
Drugs?
This. Okay, so
real answer.
Real answer. I actually really got into tabletop gaming from Wil Wheaton's Tabletop channel.
We've featured some great cooperative games on Tabletop.
And even though that channel has kind of a polarizing view on the internet, I think that it's got a great combination of great production quality, interesting people playing the games, and good games. And they pull up games that
really good games.
Yeah, they pull up games that are not normal games that you would pick up at, know.
A lot of the best part about that channel is the interaction between the people.
Yeah.
And it kind of shows you that tabletop gaming is more about community and less about the game itself.
And they have a level of excitement, and
right.
it's a good show. I absolutely highly recommend it.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to be fun like them.
The important thing is that they don't play like you were kind of getting into. They pick tabletop gaming that we're going to kind of recommend here. We're not going to pick Monopoly. We're not going to pick Chutes and Ladders. You know what I mean?
They've done more than a few games that after doing their episode on it, the game sold out because it's not a game that's produced in large enough numbers to sustain that sort of.
So you would get your friends into tabletop gaming by showing them.
Well, if I've got
channel?
I got into it from that YouTube channel, and I realized that there were a lot of other games with interesting things to it beyond the Chutes and Ladders and Monopoly and stuff like that. And so I went and bought several games like that. I mean, games like Dixit. People, for the most part, anytime I've had it out at a family event or something like that, people are like, I have no idea what this is. And I'm like, let's just go for it. And then people love that game. I haven't played that game with anyone who's not enjoyed it. So that channel opened me up to realizing that there are a lot of different styles of tabletop gaming that are just beyond the normal sort of Milton Bradley things.
Initially, the first game that I would get people into tabletop gaming would be Cards Against Humanity.
Sure. Yeah.
Because that is like, everybody loves the game because everyone's an awful person.
Well, so most of my extended family on my wife's side is up in Nebraska.
Oh, they don't count.
They're not the sort that I would play Cards Against Humanity with.
Well, you certainly have to be aware of your target audience.
I played with my mom once. That was funny.
I played with my mom and my dad and my grandmother.
Oh, gosh.
And my mom and my dad were both drinking, and I had my sister there and my fiance. And that was surprisingly hilarious, and it worked out okay.
Right.
I was really, really nervous going into that.
It's a really good game to get people into because it's fun and you get to know the people you're with, and it's really easy to play. And I think that's the biggest thing to get someone into a game is it's really easy to play.
My gateway game right now is honestly Zombie Dice.
Okay.
It's so fast and quick.
It
You can turn around in a couple of minutes and you can show people how to play it by playing it. You just say, let's just go. I'm just going to show you what we do, and we just go. And I've actually probably sold 5 or 6 copies of that game just from people playing it.
What about you, Landon?
So I fully agree and with you. With a few years ago, I really wasn't into tabletop gaming, and it wasn't until Wil Wheaton's Tabletop that I saw it and I was like, okay, this sounds really, really fun. Like, I'm kind of getting into this concept. Right. I picked up a few games that he recommended. Specifically, Dixit was one of them. Flux is a really great one. Flux potentially could be a little complicated if people haven't ever played card games before. It requires a lot of reading for the first time, but once you get into it, man, you know what the cards are. You're having a blast with that. Really, the one game that I use as an in-between game between maybe games that take maybe 30 minutes or 40 minutes to play, I use Tsuro. Tsuro, which is a dragon flying tile-based game. It is, the explanation behind it takes well under 5 minutes. It is incredibly easy to play, and it's so much fun. It requires, there's a certain level of skill as well as luck that goes into it, and I think that is an incredible gateway game for a lot of people, and I use it, like I said, between longer games.
Yeah.
So
that's a fun one too.
I have to go for to get somebody into tabletop. I'm gonna go tabletop RPG on this. Sure. I have to go with the granddaddy of all tabletop RPG, and I have to say Dungeons and Dragons. It's a little complicated out of the front, but if you already played D&D and you have a couple other people play D&D, to mix in new players with people who have never played before is a really great way to get people into it. Just so that they learn. I mean, it's another community thing where you get to act as somebody else and do things.
Now, question for you on that, because there's two ways that you could kind of get into D&D.
Yep.
There's the one where, okay, you start from scratch, you build your character, you jump in with another group that's already playing, and a dungeon master that understands this is your first time, and it's not your dungeon master's first rodeo either.
Right.
You can kind of help guide them through.
Yep.
Or you go the other way, it's kind of more of a pre-scripted character, give them that, so they don't have to think about all this stuff. They just know, okay, here's the numbers, here's what I need to do. I'm going to play a really short campaign with this pre-made character, get the basics, and that's your entry level. What would you recommend?
It really depends on your group.
Okay.
If you already have an established group and your dungeon master already knows, they already have something going on, they'll just make you a character. They'll figure out what you want. They'll help you make one with you. But for people who just want to learn how the rules go, just get a pre-scripted thing. The starter kit for the 5e it's great. I mean, the system is really easy. It's a good place to start.
For me, for only playing D&D and tabletop RPGs for maybe a year and a half now, almost 2 years, something like that. I would lean more towards, if you're wanting to get into it, do the pre-scripted thing.
Yeah.
But again, it kind of depends on the person.
Yeah.
But that's where I would probably lean towards. So
I think the overarching theme I think that we're all kind of touching on is that if you have a good group of people and it's a fun environment, it's going to be a good environment for getting people into
If you have some
gaming.
friends and you like those friends.
The trick is, if you play games like Monopoly with somebody, let's say that you find the one person on the planet who's not played Monopoly and you sit down to show them, and then you do the thing where you just, take over Boardwalk and Park Place and all that, like, it's not fun for the other person when you're like, look how much better I am at this game, isn't this a fun game? And so that leads to, with Dungeons & Dragons, there's a lot of storytelling involved with it. With Suro, it's short and quick, but there's a little bit of luck. It doesn't feel like you're getting stomped if you're a new player. I actually really like Castle Panic for that because it's cooperative, so you're all working together against it.
Right, yeah, cooperative-based games are really good. Cooperative with with Castle Panic, it's cooperative mainly with an air of competitiveness.
Right, because you can still win at the end, but at the same time, if you're a D-bag, everybody dies.
If you lose, everybody loses.
Right.
If you win, then somebody becomes high ruler, effectively.
And I think that's the thing is when you're really getting people into, almost into any hobby, but especially into tabletop gaming, is just don't be a D-bag. Play with people, have fun with people, make sure it's a communal environment. You're having a good time.
With tabletop gaming, if you feel like you're being ridiculous, you're probably doing it right.
Yeah. So there's kind of a handful, probably 6 or 7 recommendations from us on how to get into it. Again, I would recommend also checking out Tabletop by Wil Wheaton. They explain the rules really well and kind of give you a baseline idea of what you're getting into. I'm also going to put in the description links where you can buy any of the stuff that we talked about.
And look for your local game shop too, because a lot of these guys, wherever you're at, you'll have a shop that specializes or at least has a section in these kind of obscure board games, and they're usually pretty keen to help you out and find something new. And I've found several games from just walking in with a gift card or something.
And a lot of times they're playing the stuff there too, and you can just jump in and enjoy. So there you have it. If you like some of the games that we've recommended, let us know in the comments below. And if there's anything else that we left out that you would recommend getting people into tabletop gaming, let us know in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching. You can find out more from us. We're on Facebook. We're also on Twitter. And we'll see you guys next time.